Hi, and welcome to Know Your Rights. My name is Chris Fisher, and this is a video in a divorce series in association with the Curry Law Group. Today we're going to zero in on something specific, and that is what to consider when you're considering getting a divorce. Here with me from the Curry Law Group is Louis Lazaro. How are you, sir?
Doing great, Chris. Thank you.
All right, let's start right at the top then. What do you consider first when considering getting a divorce?
Well, first thing you need to consider is what your marital assets are, what your marital debts are, and what your plan for the children are if you have children. You should probably contact a family lawyer to find out what your legal rights are and to assess your case. So that way you have a good starting ground to determine what your divorce will involve. Most of the time people obtain their financial records first, and debts as well as assets, and make a determination as to how they're going to divide those assets.
All right, well, what about the kids? When do you bring them into this process?
Well, hopefully the kids will not be brought into the process. You want to keep them isolated away from it as much as possible. But at some point in time, you're going to have to tell your children, especially if you have one of the spouses moving out of, one of the parents moving out of the house, that there's going to be a divorce. The best thing to do is to consult with a family therapist, one that works with children, to be able to come up with a plan to be able to inform them. Of course, this is a sliding scale for children depending on their age, but the best thing to do is to do what's in the best interest of your kids and to form a plan together, unified, so that you can present it to your kids in a way that will reassure them and make them feel like they're loved, cared for, and that they won't be harmed from this process.
And what are grounds for divorce in Florida?
Well, unfortunately, Chris, there are no grounds, excuse me. In Florida, all you have to do is to prove that your marriage is irretrievably broken and that there's nothing the court can do to reconcile the marriage. Florida is a no-fault divorce case, so it doesn't matter who called who what. It's just a matter of whether or not your marriage is irretrievably broken.
All right. What if the other party does not want to get divorced? Can they stop it?
No, you cannot stop a divorce in Florida, but the best you can do is perhaps ask the judge to stay the proceedings for 30 days to allow an exploration of whether or not your marriage can be reconciled. Most judges will not grant that unless both parties are in agreement that they want to try and work out their marriage.
Louis, how much is this going to cost me? I probably should have made this the first question right at the top. But how much is, on average, does a divorce cost?
That's a very good question, Chris. Divorces that are uncontested usually run about $2,500 retainer. That includes the filing fees as well as the court reporter and service processor fees. If it's contested, the retainer will be more than that. It can be $5,000 or $7,500. It just depends on the complexities involved in your case.
And about how long can you expect this to last?
Well, cases that are uncontested usually last about 4 months, and it's all done with one hearing. Cases that are highly contested can last a very long time, and those retainer amounts that I mentioned earlier, those are not fixed amounts. Those are amounts that get billed against, and so you might see your fees and costs go as the litigation continues.
All right, well, I hope this video helped answer some questions. If you have more, please call the Curry Law Group.
Our phone number is 813-653-2500. That's 813-653-2500.
Louis Lazaro, thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
And thank you for being a part of Know Your Rights.